What's up, everyone? You're tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show, episode number 807. Except that's the wrong number, 806. It is the Christmas special, and as I'm going to say, as always, but as recently, my returning guest for this show is Mick Michaels of Corners of Sanctuary. I think this is like 3 or 4 in a row.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's becoming a thing. I asked you like back in October.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for having me on again.
You're welcome. It just it fits really well. You guys have a new Christmas song every year, and it gives me a built-in guest.
Well, there you go. Us doing a song gives us a reason to be on the show. So I guess we're working together here.
So we have actually been playing it on Music from 412 since Thanksgiving, and the other, I think there's like 8 or 9 songs in rotation from you guys for Christmas.
Nice.
I'd have to go back and really count, but there's a bunch.
That's great.
And I don't get the every once in a while I get a screenshot from the owner of songs that he doesn't like, and haven't got that for you. I did get one for a Christmas song, and I told him, I was like, listen, it's purposely bad. It's a man, I really hate to do it because then it's a song called Sleigh Ride, Slay, Sleigh
Okay.
Ride. And it kind of sounds like if Slayer did a Christmas song. And the guy who does it is actually a phenomenal vocalist and guitarist, and you wouldn't know it. But anyway,
there you go.
I was like, you could always tell it not to play, and he didn't because he knew I was right. But so why don't I mentioned the new song, and we'll play it a little bit later, but it is What If It Was Christmas Every Day?
Yes.
And for those people that aren't initiated with your band and the whole Christmas song story, why don't you just give us a quick synopsis?
Sure. My name is Mick Michaels. I'm with the band Corners of Sanctuary. We're from Philadelphia. And about 13 years ago, we started putting out Christmas songs. It started out as a one-off thing, just something we wanted to do, have fun with. And it did way better than we had expected. We just kind of didn't really expect anything. So anything was a plus. And we said, hey, we'll do it again. And then people started requesting it, and it became a thing. And we've done a bunch of original Christmas songs, as well as redoing some traditional classics like Jingle Bells, Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And in recent years, I'd say in the last 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, 6, 7 years, we've done nothing but the original songs, and we have fun with it. We explore different styles and just different techniques of recording, because it's like a loosey-goosey kind of thing, right? Gives us an opportunity to do things that we normally don't do, and like we said, we enjoy it, and we all love Christmas a lot. So this year, the song was "What If Christmas Was Every Day," and it kind of, one person's take on it. What would be Christmas every day like? And I know there's the sentiment like if you had it every day, you wouldn't appreciate it. But in my view, since I was kind of part of writing the song, life is like Christmas every day, because one, if you get up, I mean, that's a gift in itself, and you get to make up for things that maybe you didn't do well the day before or the decade before. So you get a second chance at things, and that second chance is an ultimate gift. So to me, Christmas every day, by the end of the song, you realize that it's just like, the person that the one person's with and the life that they're leading makes it Christmas every day, because you get to you're grateful, you're appreciative, and I realize that's probably not in the metal context, but we're artists, singer, songwriter, whatever. You got to those type of things. It's part of life. I think that's what makes it real. And no AI was used at all in the song.
I do want to mention before I forget, because I jumped right into talking to you. I forgot to mention what we've heard so far on the show. Um, right at the top, we heard Chip and the Charge Ups in their song "Black and Gold Christmas," featuring the Black and Gold Christmas chorus. There's
Ooh.
like 30 different local band members from the Pittsburgh area in on this track. Then we heard Yiga Digga's version of the Little Drummer Boy, and we heard Best Little Christmas, which is new to the show in the station, from Don McAvoy and the Great Whatever. It's a pretty cool title of the band, right? So I mentioned I thought there were 8 songs. I was wrong. I'm going to list the Corners of Sanctuary Christmas songs. You ready?
Okay.
We have What If It Was Christmas Every Day, Christmas Fairy Tale, Rockin' the Holiday, Get Your Jollies, Wonderful Time of Year, Hold On to Christmas, Counting the Days Till Christmas Comes, Christmas Together, That Feeling We Know, Driven Snow, On This Night, December Wind, and Get on the List. And I believe that's all 13 of them.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, all that. I guess that's the 13 originals, and then there's a handful of like I said, like remakes. Like I think today they just posted or reposted or reshared or whatever our version of Silent Night. We just have it as a YouTube video, and it's up there. It's an instrumental, but it's kind of cool. Like I said, we only take a piece of the song and then we add our own little take to it just to have some fun with it.
That's the theme tonight is Christmas songs, and
There you go.
every song on the playlist is a Christmas song. Some of them are originals, some of them are redos. I'll use your term, and some of them you've probably heard of. Like, let's see, we have Wonderful Time of the Year by Scott Blasey, who's in the Clarks, so you've heard of them. So that's a redo. Salvation in the Skies. That one's going to be an original from LA, actually.
Oh, okay.
Christmas Song, an original by a band called ZMW. They Played My Prom. Away in a Manger, covered by Rising Regina. That Silent Night, which is an original by Joe Waderick, Jeff Jimerson, and Pete Hewlett. For those Penguin fans out there, yes, that Jeff Jimerson who sings the national anthem. And then we close things off with a version of What Child Is This by Amber Alexis.
Nice. I'll tell you what, I'm super impressed that 30 musicians from different bands were able to get together and put a song together. I struggled just getting together 4 guys from my band on a schedule. 30 people, that's amazing.
I probably exaggerated that number, but there's a lot of people in it.
I mean, that's one hell of a setup, man. Kudos to that producer.
So, on a different note, in that same situation during COVID, there was a group of musicians that got together and raised money for local venues, and I don't have that number either, but a ton of local musicians, different people playing parts of the song, different people singing. I wish I could remember the number. I should. I was involved. I don't remember it. More than 30 though.
Oh wow, that's incredible. We did the Here and Now thing during COVID. We were part of that, and there was I'm saying maybe there was a little over a dozen musicians, and then some engineers and producers. So maybe a little over 20 people, and that was a struggle. And that was just people at that time just doing things in the privacy of their own home and sending it in. But that was just getting that to juggle. So I understand it. But like I said, man, kudos to those guys for being able to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I do have the numbers for the SOS song. There were more than 200 individual tracks mixed. There were people from more than 25 bands. There were 60 plus musicians, all on one track.
That's incredible. That's awesome. That's great.
And it was recorded at the Vault Recording Studio for those of you in the Pittsburgh area. So, but way off track, but
it's okay.
Anyway. So we're going to take our first break. Mick is going to be with me for 2 segments. We're going to talk about that book off to his right there when we come back. Before we do that, I do want to bring up Corners of Sanctuary website real quick. Let me put that into full screen mode just for better effect there. So that's cornersofsanctuary.com. There's the Christmas single and much more. So make sure you head to cornersofsanctuary.com. We will be right back. Hey, Spill. We are back on episode 806, the Christmas special, with Mick Michaels. We're going to jump back to the website view with Mick. Hi, Mick. So
Hey.
this is your time to tell everyone about that last minute stuffing stalker, since it's Monday, December 22nd.
Yeah, like I said, if you're looking for a gift for your favorite rocker or somebody who's interested in the history of rock and roll, especially more so on the East Coast, and then even more specific to the Philadelphia region, myself and my co-author buddy, Antonio Loya, we wrote a book called When We Rocked, the story of the Philadelphia rock music scene 1978 to 1992. It is available now through March Baby Media on our website, our official website at whenwerockedphilly.com or on Amazon. You can order from our site, you can order an autographed copy, you can get some t-shirts. It's a really cool book. We've interviewed a lot of artists from that era who went on to make a splash on the national scene, like guys from Britney Fox and guys from Heaven's Edge, Tease, Roughhouse, and not only bands at the top level, but also bands that were in the middle, maybe even at the bottom, depending on how you look at it. But so we got a good cross section of artists who all helped make that scene what it was during those years. Plus, we talked with national artists of that time, like guys from Rat and White Lion and Femme Fatale, and there's some other people in there. I'm just drawing a blank right now, but they give their input on what the scene was like on the national scope during that time and how it not only affected from coast to coast, but individual cities were being affected by it. We talk MTV. The whole thing about the book was when we were putting it together, we had this scope of years that we wanted to cover. However, we realized pretty quick that we needed to broaden it to make that scope of years really stand out. So we talk about the decades before and how it led up to that time in Philly, and then what happened after. For those of us that were around by 1992, the music scene that we knew, heavy rock, hard rock, heavy metal, it kind of all fell apart. And a lot of those artists were kind of like, left out in the cold, like, what do I do? And we talk about that, the years that followed, like what some of those artists were doing and what some of them are doing now. Some of them were able to continue, some of them moved on in different parts of, other aspects of life that they look to explore. But it's a really cool book. It's one of Amazon's bestsellers over the past couple months. It ranked in the top 10 for several weeks after its release, and it jumps in and out of the top 100 every so many days, but it's still going strong. Check it out, When We Rocked whenwerockedphilly.com if you want to order it.
I kind of lied to you earlier. We're going to take another real quick break, and we're going to do a third segment.
All right.
And we're back on episode number 806, the Christmas special with Mick Michaels, for one more quick third segment. You did hear some music there. It would have been, let's see if I can do this. It would have been "Oh Come Let Us Adore You" by Eddie Mann, "Most Wonderful Time of the Year" by Scott Blasey, "Salvation in the Skies" by V.K. Lynn, and "Christmas Song" by ZMW. You're right, I'm definitely shooting from the hip today. All right, so we talked a little bit about your band and having Christmas song every year, and 13 originals, which we do play on Music from 412. So if anyone's listening, you've probably heard them. And we talked about the book When We Rocked, and it's whenwerockedphilly.com. And now we always talk about traditions, and we kind of broke one at my house. So we used to, up until this year, we would go as a family, and my college roommate would go with us, and we would pick a tree out together and come home and decorate it as the six of us, my roommate and my five people in my family. But things have been very hectic with 3 teenagers, and my wife and my daughters went and got the tree without us last night. That'll tell you how hectic it's been, because usually the tree is here like Thanksgiving week.
Right.
But the tree is here. It's beautiful. My wife has found the place that we will go from now on. Very picky with trees. It is called Bowser's Christmas Trees. It's right by this. Here's a local music connection. It's right across the street from Heroes Bar and Grill. And anyone familiar with Heroes Bar and Grill know that Jen and Steve from the band Common Crown own that bar. And coincidentally, it is for sale if anyone's interested in buying it. We'll do lots of commercials. Okay, Mick. So throw a tradition at me.
Throw a tradition at you? Well, I mean, I have a bunch, actually. You know, since my background is primarily Italian, we do the Feast of the Seven Fishes on Christmas Eve.
I am a little Italian, and thankfully we don't do that.
Okay. Thankfully,
we do lasagna.
Well, we do lasagna's done for us. We do it on Christmas, but we have Ioia on the Feast of the Seven Fishes on Christmas Eve. So it's the clam sauce pasta. So pasta was always part of a meal. To be honest with you, at this stage of the game, I don't even remember the whole story of the Seven Fishes, but it's pretty cool. When I was a kid, though, I was not a big fish eater, so it was often out of the 7, maybe I ate 2. I would have the whiteys and something like that, and something that was maybe super fried up or something like that. But being older now, I do enjoy most of them. There's a couple I don't. I'm not a huge fan of all of them, but it's just a tasting. But that's primarily one that as on an extended family type thing that we do. family wise, like, internally, I mean, we always have the tree up, on Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. There has been a couple years where we were hosting some things on Thanksgiving, so we'd have the tree up before. But again, most of the time it is the day after Thanksgiving. But the other big thing is we have a list of Italian cookies that we make. Today we actually made some more because that's how many there are. That it's not that we have to do it, but it's kind of like if it's missing, somebody somewhere down the line
notices.
is angry, like, hey, it's not here. What's the problem? And then then you got a black mark against you. So that's about, it's a lot of food, that kind of thing.
It's lasagna and lasagna Christmas Eve, and then eggs and ham in the morning Christmas Day.
Oh, nice.
And then lots of running around after that.
Running around, yeah. I'm trying to do less and less running around as I get older. I mean, when I was, younger, we had, the little kids and all, so you had to kind of go see everybody and all. I'm kind of like past that stage now. And I guess after years, I realized that most people probably didn't want to see me anyways. So I'm not really that offended by it. So, I figure, yeah, they could probably miss me this year, and next year they'll appreciate it more or something. So
we have a 15-year-old son and twin 13-year-old daughters. So we're now at that point where you're talking about a little less running around than before.
Right.
But
yeah.
But now they have friends and parties and
right. I get it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was there. I get it. Totally understand it.
Hey Mick, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You're welcome. And we're going to hear 3 more songs. We're going to hear Away in a Manger by Rising Regina, their version of it. That Silent Night by Joe Waderick, Jeff Jimerson, and Pete Hewlett, and Amber Alexis and their version of What Child Is This, right here on the Pennsylvania Rock Show. And if I find the right button, here we go. Don't forget that Music from the 412 has partnered with Dresky Entertainment to have Dresky give away 2 tickets to select shows that they are producing. And it's real simple. All you have to do is go to musicfrom412.com/contest, click on the show you're interested in attempting to win tickets to, and follow the directions. Even though you're giving us an email address, it's only used to tell you that you've won and to contact you about receiving your tickets. Each time a contest is over, we delete all that information and is not used for anything else. So once again, Music from 412, partnered with Dresky Entertainment, giving you free tickets to select Dresky Entertainment shows.